What are we calling our bonus content?
Emperor, we come for you. We come for you.
See, it's catchy.
Did IQs just drop sharply while I was away?
Long live the fighters!
And we're back. The Fusion Underground is back. Amazing that, isn't it? We have no idea what we're doing. Jason's getting into the music here. So we're trying something new. For those of you who have continued to listen to us this far. We're trying something new. So this is not a long episode at all. This is just like some extra content we're throwing together because we have all kinds of additional topics to talk about, and we figured this is just an opportunity for us to just do whatever and create something, some extra content to throw out there aside from the normal shows. We're still going to be doing the regular episodes every Tuesday, and those are reserved for topics around thinking and helping people think critically and all of that. We're going to continue to do that, and those episodes will continue to be long form and released on Tuesday. But we're playing with a new little format, seeing how it goes. And that's like a little 10-15 minute DLC, downloadable content, expansion
bonus
pack.
Content. Yes, I like the
pack.
expansion pack, the FU expansion pack.
Oh, very much so. So, do you want to kind of talk a little bit about, from your perspective, what this is all about?
So, Lucy and I have been kicking around for quite a bit, and we spend a little bit of time kind of diving into some of these more esoteric topics and really looking at stuff that we think matters on a very, very broad scope. We've talked about values and principles, the inherent nature of mankind. And that's very intriguing, and it's very provocative, thought provocative. But we don't spend a whole lot of time on just little, we'll call them even current event ideas or anything like that. And, we talk about those things just over the phone or whatever. Dude, you'll never believe what I heard today,
Yes.
kind of thing. And we've actually had some really cool discussions. And we're like, dude, why are we not recording this? Because some of these can be just as intriguing or interesting. So I don't know whether we're going to call this the FU off the cuff corner or what, but this is just kind of a glimpse on what some of those little more we'll say unrefined conversations between Lucy and I sound like. So
yeah, and so that's what this is. And we were just talking right before I hit record. The last episode 3 was the first episode that we did any kind of intro music. And for those wondering, I know we're probably going to get it. It went about licensed material, yada, 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 yada. I actually licensed the song. So we are legit to use the song. Yes. So take that. I have proof, if ever asked, that we have
if ever required.
Yes, I gave money for it, and I got licensing for it, so that's all good. So that's that. But we were talking right before we hit record here about how people were giving us feedback on the music, and they actually, were liking it. They were like, "Yeah, thumbs up." And then Jason said, "Well, there's some criticism that we got, just constructive criticism. Not that big of a deal, but just constructive." And that was, tone down the volume before you start speaking. Y'all think we run some high-tech shit here at the Fusion Underground.
There's a volume button? Where is that?
We have no idea what we're doing.
we're working it out as we go.
We are figuring this shit out as we go along, and that's what makes it fun. So we welcome all of the feedback anyway. It helps us get better. Most of the time, Jason's telling me before he's even telling me what the criticism. I'm like, "Yep, I bet you I know what it is. Is this, isn't it?" He's like, "Yep, that's pretty much it." So we love hearing it. We're probably our biggest critics anyway. So
Well, you're our biggest critic.
I'm our biggest critic. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I support that.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. So this one is just a short one. I think we probably spent too much time talking about the all of the intro stuff. So what are we actually talking about today? So I have not told you this particular topic, but I actually got a couple of stories here that really tie together very, very nicely. So as a lot of people know, there is this big COVID thing running around the world. And no, we're not going to get into the mortality rates and all of that. We're going to talk a little bit more about the ridiculous side of the whole COVID thing. And there's all this concept, right? This crazy concept called social distancing. And you have to stay 6 feet away
6
from
feet
each
apart.
other.
Right.
If you don't, then angry Karens will attack you and they will tell you how wrong you are.
I still sustain that the evil monkeys, the flying monkeys from Wizard of Oz are going to come. They're going to be the patrol. Yeah.
Yes.
The winged monkey from Wizard of Oz. That's who's going to pick you up and take you away and give you the corona. If you're less than 6 feet apart.
Give you the coronavirus.
The Mexican beer flu.
There's concern, right, among many businesses, especially places like movie theaters. People are wondering, are people even going to go back to the movie theater after all of this is said and done and we're allowed to open back up across the country? Some people are saying, yeah, I'm not going to have a problem going to movie theaters. Other people are saying, no, I'm not going to attend. Same thing with restaurants, right? We've got people saying, yeah, I'll go sit and have a meal at a restaurant. No big deal. I don't care how busy it is. And other people saying, no, I'm not too happy with that. Well, one restaurant owner has decided to, in the interest of social distancing, he has decided to make it less awkward. Okay. To make the distance between different tables less awkward, he has decided to put blow-up dolls at tables. Here it is. Yeah, this article, and I'm reading from the article here. One South Carolina restaurant, however, is filling in the gaps in an unusual way with blow-up dolls. Open Hearth has amassed a collection of 10 inflatable people, donned them in wigs, accessories, and hand-me-down finery, and strategically spaced them throughout the restaurant. Lest any diners get the wrong idea about what the dolls are there for, owner Paula Star Malays says they're the G-rated kind from Amazon. The G-rated kind.
No,
so it's totally.
I was actually kind of.
So they're not sitting there with their mouths wide open.
With their mouth open. Oh.
Well, that's good.
with the poised arms out, Well, at least if I go to a restaurant and I sit next to a blow-up doll, I don't have to explain to my daughter why they look like that. So that's good.
There's a picture of these blow-up dolls, and they look like that blow-up doll that was in Airplane. The autopilot.
Oh yeah, that's funny that's funny as hell right there.
Yeah, that's what they look like. So there's a picture of like two of them seated at a table. Like that's not awkward. Like you're gonna go into a restaurant, you're gonna sit down next to a table that has blow-up dolls. I mean.
You could have used the manual inflate button down there
right.
and give the blow-up doll a cigarette afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's not awkward at all.
Yeah.
Thank you for your help.
That's totally not awkward
just,
at all.
eliminate a table or two and actually just sit them apart so you don't have to worry about it. No, we got to put blow-up dolls and inflatable sex toys.
I know. And then this thing here, this cracks me up because this is just a bit ridiculous. I'm going to actually share my screen here. Hopefully you can see this. So this is a restaurant. This is from CBS News. This is a restaurant in Maryland. And to enforce social distancing, they're putting people in these contraptions. You can see there's these.
It looks like a truck tire inner tube on a cart.
That's exactly what it is. And they're, do you go into a stable when you first get there?
No. I'm serious. Well, you know how I am. I'm going to poke the bear if ever I have the opportunity. So two things are going to happen if I go to this place. First, I'm going to roll up with my drink and set it on top of this thing with a
Mhm.
handful of poker chips. Because
Yeah.
I swear to God, it looks like she's trying to deal blackjack.
Right? That's what it looks like. It looks like she's a blackjack dealer
She's a total mobile blackjack table.
with this gigantic inner tube
Yeah.
around, and she's just stuck in the middle. So I guess you have to go to this little staging area to get into your inner tube.
To get your bumper table.
To get your bumper table. Can you
Yeah.
imagine this with a bunch of drunks at the bar
So
getting
that
all
goes
sloshed
into
up?
when I said two things are going to happen. So after I get threatened to be kicked out for trying to play poker on somebody else's inner tube, then I'm going to go get my own, and it's going to
crash
be
into
it's
everybody.
going to be crashing into everybody, man.
You know, that's just waiting to happen, right? Everybody
Oh,
crashing into
gosh.
each other.
Heck yeah.
You know, drinks spilling all over the place. This is just
And I would probably run around and just start popping holes in everybody else's inner tube, and then start yelling that they're crowding me. They're getting inside my bubble.
Now, would you go to a place like this?
No.
Maybe if you're on spring break and you are intending to like do crasher bumper tables at at the bar, but
I would absolutely crash the restaurant and crash bumper table everybody else there, but that's just because I'm a big poke the bear jerk face when
right.
it comes to stuff.
I can't even imagine just people getting drunk and trying to. I mean, you've seen guys stumbling around just to get to the bathroom after several beers. I can't even imagine trying to stumble around in this kind of.
Actually, that might help people who normally might seem overly intoxicated.
Might help them actually walk straight.
It's like a giant old person walker with bumpers. God forbid anybody has to go to the bathroom to take a whiz in one of those things.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. Do
you park it outside?
I was gonna say, do they increase the stalls, or they just use the horse trough in the back because those don't go in the bathrooms anymore?
This is just absolutely ridiculous. And you can see in this watch this girl. She comes out here. She actually gets stuck. I can't even imagine trying to like watch her. She gets stuck. Ooh, 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 and then she kind of has to like push herself through there. You know, this is just.
Okay. So if you are concerned as a patron in going into a place because of social distancing and maintaining that, then don't go.
Right. Then don't go.
And
go.
if you're not, then go. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, if I were to go to we'll call it a Chili's or an Outback or an Applebee's, and they told me that I had to strap on a giant inner tube tire, I would tell them thanks, but no thanks.
Now it gets more interesting. So there's one more story that I have to kind of tie all of this together.
Okay.
So would you consider yourself a soccer fan?
No. No. Matter of fact, I despise soccer fans.
Okay.
Let me clarify. Hold on. I'm
going to come out of the closet as a soccer fan right here on air.
Okay. Do you watch soccer all the time?
I'm starting to.
Okay. Kudos. Good for you. Enjoy the fuck out of your foosball. Okay. Here's what pisses me off about 90% of the soccer fans out there. You never hear or see them talk about fucking soccer ever until
the World Cup.
It's getting World Cup time, and then all of a sudden everybody's cheering for countries and teams like they actually know who the hell these people are.
Yeah.
And I'm going, you guys are a bunch of friggin' posers, man. Get the hell out. It drives me crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, don't you like soccer? No.
Yeah.
Well, then you're uncultural. Even that statement is retarded, but okay, fine. I can handle that. Get the hell out of my way and put baseball back on the TV, would you please?
And I've only just recently gotten into soccer. I would say I've become more and more interested in it since the last two World Cups. I would watch the World Cups. I think it's the simplicity of the sport, the simplicity of the rules. And as I've
You know what else is simple? Bowling.
but it doesn't make for interesting television.
Neither does soccer.
Okay, I walked into that one, so maybe for some of us it does. But okay, so the Bundesliga, the highest league in Germany, Bundesliga. It's fun to say. Come on, man, it's Bundesliga.
Well, yeah, you're speaking to my roots here. Go ahead.
So the last couple of weeks, I've been watching the Bundesliga on TV on Hulu, and I think this was week 2 of them starting back up because of the whole coronavirus thing, and they're playing in front of empty stadiums. They're playing in empty arenas, these gigantic stadiums that seat like 50,000 people.
Yeah.
There's nobody in there.
So they still yell goal.
Oh yeah, well they have the announcers and everything. They still play music inside. And this last week I was watching a game with Dusseldorf, and they were actually piping in recorded chanting from the crowd
noises,
as if the crowds were in there, and it was progressively getting louder as the match got closer and closer to the 90-minute. But what was interesting is in the background, they had taken jerseys and stretched the jerseys over the backs of seats, and so that there was probably maybe 200 of these jerseys in the stand. So it kind of looked like there were people in the stands, and there were even stuffed teddy bears in certain seats. I kid you not.
And blow up dolls.
You laugh, but I have an article here.
I bet you do.
South Korean soccer team apologizes for packing stands with sex dolls. Constant excitement was dead giveaway. See?
Because you're not going to get constant excitement at a soccer game for real, with real stand.
Look at this picture. So I've got this picture here, and this is in South Korea, and you can see all of these, but they're sex dolls, and they put masks on them, I guess, to cover up their mouths so they didn't have these gaping mouths. I mean, look at this one right here in the white t-shirt.
Oh my God.
My God. Right? So
she's well endowed and chilly.
And apparently, so I don't read Korean.
Really?
I don't read Korean. Yeah.
You don't have a degree in Korean.
Surprising to me.
Yeah.
Apparently, I don't know what this actually says, but based on the article, so it's where is it? Let me read some of it here. It says, since nobody wants to watch games on TV with empty stands, teams in South Korea came up with a compromise. They'd put dummies and cardboard cutouts in the stands. Plus, advertisers would be happy because the faux fans would be holding advertisements. Everything was going well until some people watching the telecast of a soccer game noticed something was a little off with the stand-ins. They looked an awful lot like sex dolls. So you kind of have to know what those things look like, I guess, ahead of time, right? FC Seoul Soccer Club had to apologize on Instagram because fans watching a recent match noticed that some of the mannequins in attendance were actually sex dolls. Some were even holding advertisements for adult websites. I don't understand why this is a bad thing.
Well, goodness gracious, guys. Look, you are faced with a ridiculous situation. You have a sport that, well, let's face it, a lot of people watch. A lot of people watch. But if your quote-unquote viewing audience doesn't want to tune in because there's not enough fans in the stands, well, who the hell cares whether you have blow-up sex dolls or, stuffed Smurf dolls or gummy bears or I don't care what in the stands. I mean, if they got 10 more people watching, then good for them. And I'm sorry, I don't think they need to apologize for a friggin' thing. What they should do is apologize for the fact that they had to put dolls in the damn stands anyway just to get people to watch the friggin' games.
Well, I'm just glad that that the dolls were taking the necessary precautions by wearing masks.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Safety first.
Well, if we're going to fool people into thinking there's actually people there, we might as well make sure that they're well protected and practicing good social distancing, because they looked like they were at least 6 feet apart.
They were at least, there was like 2 seats in between all of them. So things looked good.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, cool.
See?
Ridiculous. This whole thing is ridiculous. Uh, and this is why I get myself in trouble, because individuals who really get freaked out by stuff like that, those are the ones that I go up and hug in Walmart. Just cuz.
Okay, first of all, we have
Hi,
to
how
talk
are you?
about.
Oh, it's good to see you. Have we met? No.
See, there's several things wrong with that statement. One, you go to Walmart. Two, you hug people in Walmart. Three, you've admitted to hugging people in Walmart.
That's it? You stop there?
I think that's
Yes.
enough. I think that's
Yes.
enough.
I will go above and beyond for the sake of busting people's comfort bubble. You know this.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
I know
sorry.
this.
Is this bothering you? Well, here. Poke, 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 poke. That's me.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh well, that's all. That's all we got here. Unless you've got anything else that you wanted to share.
No, I like the rant. Maybe at some point we'll talk about I don't know. Maybe we'll dive into this whole capital punishment thing at some point. I think that could be fun.
Oh yeah, we had a long conversation for
We
everybody
did.
listening. We had a pretty decent conversation today about capital punishment. We might just make that a topic for the show at a later time. So send us your thoughts on capital punishment. And again, you can catch all of our videos on YouTube and BitChute. You can catch the RSS feeds to our audio takes. This will not be an audio. We're just going to upload the video to YouTube. But if you're interested in listening to the audio podcast, you can catch the RSS feeds off of our website at fusionunderground.net. You can find us on Facebook at just search for AZ Fusion Underground. You'll find us there, and you can catch us on Twitter at the FU Brothers. The FU Brothers. That's about it for Jason Moret. I'm Manuel Ramirez, and you've been listening to the Fusion Underground. Catch you next time.
Like, or not. High tech.